fine line. Mine are good now, Danny. Thank you.
Okay. Right.
Mine are still. Yeah, that's better.
There's
yeah.
like when he was adjusting, there's such a fine line where like they're gone and then they're like blistering,
Yeah, I got to remember to sit close to you.
which sucks. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I just don't. What are you laughing at?
I'm gonna scoot all close to the man.
Well, it's because the camera. That's why. Like, we got to stay.
Close.
He just wants to be close, Chaka. It's all right. I'm used to it.
Why
by
is
now.
it that the Worthy brothers always make fun of my sexuality? Like, what's up with
No,
that?
I'm not.
Come
I
on,
just said
Kama
you were-
does it too.
That
Don't.
I had nothing to do with your sexuality. That was just creepy.
Well, he calls me creepy. Kama called him creepy.
There's a lot of creep action.
I'm looking at the camera, right? And I got to make sure that we're both on it, or else Danny will get mad at us.
It's true. Yeah.
Very true.
One thing, Shocker, to keep in mind, like these mics are super sensitive, but you kind of got to be close to them.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
You can pull it to
towards
you yourself, and it should stay.
Yeah. Just make
for the
sure
most part.
wherever you're at that you're kind of talking right into it.
Try to keep it out of your face a little too. Maybe slide a little that way. Yeah.
So if you look at that camera, if the mic's in, like, you can always turn the mic like that, so that there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all know, like, I can't see.
Oh, you can't see that?
I'm looking like I think. I
See, I have
can't. I go.
my daytime eyesight is good, but if you ask me to look at that at night, like, I can't see at
I
night.
squint. I squint.
Don't tell Greg Serb.
No, my eyes. Y'all got my reports. My eyes are great. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. No,
I don't look at any of
No,
those.
they really are. It's like surprisingly.
Is that
Nice.
catching him?
You could turn up his mic too if you. That might help.
It's just light in mine.
That sound. That was so dramatic. Are we like live right now, Danny? Nice. We're live. Just talking about mics. This is
Mic check.
the Pittsburgh Microphone Podcast with Chaka Worthy. Dude, happy to have you here. I know you've been wanting to get on the podcast for a while.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Thanks
sure.
for having me.
Finally made it happen. What do you think of the space?
It's nice. Like, it's really, really dope. Honestly, man. Nice setup. For real,
Nice.
For real.
All love from Chaka Worthy. That's a
No
good
lie,
start.
it's dope.
So you're having a busy morning, dude. You were talking about dropping your son off, and you got like a script for your day all mapped out.
Yeah.
Does that work for you? Are you a guy that likes having like hard to find schedules, or do you like kind of being rogue and just going with the flow?
I like to have my schedule, but I'm actually very comfortable like when it all gets thrown up, because usually it does. Between work, dad, life, training, it usually all gets crazy. But I try to like map out what I'm gonna do and just continue to do the same things. I've been the same way for a while though, kind of. So it works, kind of.
One of the things I notice about you, and we mentioned it before we were like actually recording, is I always see like posts of you getting a super early morning workout in, whether it's like running or it's at the gym. Like, what is your typical, when is that alarm first like kicking on to wake you up? Or is that a daily
I
thing?
mean, by now it's just a daily thing. Like since I first started training MMA though, that was my routine though. Like
Super early workout in the morning?
yeah, you got to make the most of the day. Like you don't have that much time. So I wake up, I get my cardio and the lift in, then I get my regular job in, do my dad duties and stuff. In the evening, it's the MMA training, maybe some more cardio in. It's just, you always got to be working. So dead time ain't really good. So you're not really getting better. So might as well be working.
I think this is interesting because we were just talking about it with Danilo yesterday, Ryan. He was saying how in his life he's never been late for a practice ever. Like training was always at the forefront, and like what you just described sounds similar to me. Like you're not missing early morning cardio and lifting for anything. Like get up early, get it done before work. Like there's no excuses. What is it about you, do you think, that allows you to do that? Because a lot of fighters struggle with this, man. I'm sure you've seen it a million times throughout your career. So many guys aren't motivated. Like what motivates you to get up and get after it?
I mean, we're fighting. Like, I mean, there ain't much more motivation. Like, I mean, if you want to fight, like, you have to put in the work. That's in any sport or anything. Especially, like, early on when I first started training, like we got to train a lot more even then. Like there was a lot more pros that we got to train with and get beat up by and stuff. But it was just like, that's what you got to do. It's the mentality. You train hard, so fights are easy. Like that's really basically the motivation right there.
Do you enjoy training, or is it like at this point, does it feel like, dang, man?
Nah, training is fun. Like I actually like really enjoy fighting. Like I enjoy training. You ask like any of my training partners, I train with damn near everybody in the city for real.
Right.
I like training. Just getting after it. It's a challenge. And you know, it's like, hey, the bells ring and all that other shit don't matter. Like let's just get to it. So training's always been fun. Fighting's fun. Yeah, it's just what we do.
So is there a guy that, like, whether it's stand up or rolling or like, is there a guy that you're like, oh man, like I don't want to deal with him. Or they're just like,
I mean, I get great work from like damn near everybody. But like I'd be a fool not to say like my main training partner like is Camo Worthy. Like he's beat my ass since I moved Bethpare. Like, and he's like he's really, really like real high level type shit. And I'm not just saying that because that's my brother. So hey, getting rounds with him is never fun. Like,
who are we? Who is this?
Camo. He said he just retired, I think.
Oh, that guy.
He
The
said
guy
he
that
just retired.
The guy that retired.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
I remember him.
Yeah.
But you look at it, I mean, like, you just look at, like, those rounds are hard rounds.
Yeah.
Like, you're always going to be the nail in those rounds. But that's where you learn how to, like, really, really fight. So, yeah, most definitely.
Do you think you've learned, do you think you've learned through rounds with Kama how to be a good opponent against Kama?
I've learned how to be just a great opponent against anybody.
Nice.
Honestly, Kamo's a bad man. Like you're never like, that's a bad man. That's a bad man. But you know, I'm confident through the rounds I've got with everybody, just through my years of training. I haven't been training too long though. That's the crazy point. But I've always trained with really good guys. I've always been pushing myself, and you know, we'll see the results pretty shortly.
It feels like you've been around forever, so it's crazy to hear you say that you haven't been training that long, but it's true. Like your career, when you look at it, you've had a lot of fights in a relatively short period of time. Like where do you feel like you're at with your game right now? What do you feel like you still have left to show?
Oh man, so much more to show. Like I'm old, but I'm young. Like I've been really, really fully training like 6.5 years. But if you look at my fights, I've been under 20 fights. I haven't really taken much damage, so I feel pretty like new in the sport. I made some mental mistakes that's caused me, but my physical body, I feel great. If not better than when I started training, because now I know what I need to do, what type of recovery I need to do. So you know, we'll see. Time's going. I'm nowhere near like. I like to say like there's gonna be a 30 for 30 on me, and I'm like in the first 15 minutes of that shit. So you know, we'll see where it all goes.
Nice.
Your last performance in Pittsburgh, in this same building that you're about to perform in, on December 17th at Brawl in the Burgh 15. Tickets are on sale at 247fighting.com.
That's right. Y'all know my marketing sucks. You know that ain't my
choose Chaka Worthy as your fighter on the drop down on the website when you buy your tickets.
Appreciate you.
The other thing I wanted to mention before we get into your last performance, which was amazing, if you're listening to this podcast right now and you don't have a visual, you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or one of those ways, there is a video version of that podcast right now. The only live version of this podcast is occurring at stream247live.com and also available on Roku, Apple TV, iOS. You can download the app. It's called 247 Live. That will enable you to see the video podcast, and it's the only place where you get live content of our podcast. Back to what we were discussing, your last performance in Pittsburgh, your last hometown fight was at Monroeville, And it was a big fight about 19 months ago. You fought Mike Johnson.
Shout out to Mike Johnson. That's a tough dude. Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, Mike's a good guy. We'd love to get him back. We've had him several times now. But that performance was one that truly brought the Monroeville Convention Center crowd to its feet. Explosion. Unfortunately, we have the fight here. There's not a tremendous camera angle of the knockout, but do we want to take a look at this now and just kind of remember his last performance at 247 Fighting in Monroeville?
Dropped him. That lead left hand the first time. He's hurt.
That fade is clean.
Chaka looking to finish.
It looks like he's
And now, that is a stone cold knockout.
Shout out to the
Big
kid.
knockout. Goodness. Mike Johnson is separated from his consciousness as Worthy climbs the cage to celebrate.
That's clean. That's a clean face plant. Danny, can you run that back to the beginning? I want to focus on Chris Williams in the corner doing the shimmy because this is awesome. Check out Chris in the white shirt. Right here. That's beautiful. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. Dude, that's awesome. Chris is the man. I didn't notice it until we just watched it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to run that one back.
That was amazing.
I mean, the knockout itself, face planting him like that, that's obviously every fighter's dream, right? But what impresses me the most with that was when you drop him initially, the way you kind of like calmly stalked him down and found that final shot. You could tell there was some experience there. It wasn't, you see so many guys who clip somebody and just rush in and spend their gas tank or don't get the finish. Yours was like very calculated.
Yeah, I mean, like, thing was, like, that was the middle of the second round in that fight. And like I said, Mike was a very tough dude. So I couldn't throw wild punches at him, even though he might have been hurt. So
His movement was crazy.
great.
Yeah.
He hit really hard, really a unorthodox striker. So I knew, like, okay, no matter what, this guy's gonna be in the fight. So, you know that though from fighting and again from training with guys that have been through tons and tons of fights. You know that there's until the fight's over, you still gotta like stick to the plan, throw precise punches and stuff. So, yeah, and then some nights you end up as the hammer, and some nights you end up as the nail. But regardless, you get back to training and live with it.
Is that hard for you to remain calculated in the middle of a fight? Because I know you mentioned it earlier, like you love to fight, like you just love fighting in general. Is it hard to? Yeah, we'll get to that clip. We'll get to that clip next. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying? Like somebody who just naturally loves to fight, but you need to stay calculated, stay smart. Like, is that hard for you to flip that switch?
I mean, recently, like my last two performances, I've had some definitely mental slips. So it is hard. But the sport's hard though. And that's the thing. Like you could be thinking and doing everything right that you think you're doing, and you can still end up losing.
Yep.
But it's like you got to be cool with the preparation for it. And then like if you know you're prepared for it, whatever the fight is, usually like no matter how it goes, you're cool with it. So, I mean, I enjoy it though. I don't really feel like rattled and crazy inside the cage or nothing. It's fighting is fun. It's like a glorified sparring session.
When you have a knockout like that, right? And it's in your hometown crowd, like the place was insane. How much of that do you like absorb, and how much of that energy do you feel? Because I'm sitting right cage side, and I have chills just thinking about it.
First thing is, fuck, if I was the other way around, it'd be like, but nah, I love fighting at home. I love fighting, and you like putting on a good show. At the end of the day, it's like whether the crowd's there for you, for someone else. It's like if you put on a show that people are like, well, shit, I paid good money and I got to see good fights, and like that's exciting. That's what we want to do. Like training and everything, that's more of an intimate in the gym setting. but it's like 3-4 times a year. You get out, you get to fight in front of everybody, you feed off the energy, and it's just great. It's a great experience.
So is your energy like do you feed more off of that hometown energy, or do you like going into enemy territory and feeding off of that energy, or is it?
I mean, to be
like
honest, when you're fighting, you don't really feel it. Like I'm really locked in. Like I'm trying to listen to my coaches. I'm paying attention to my opponent. Like there's chairs. I mean, inside you really can't tell if it's for you or if it's against you, unless it's like towards the end of a fight where you're about to get a finish or something. Yeah, kind of, because it's kind of weird. Like the energy's there, but it's like, okay, you're about to fight though, so that's where like your real focus got to be. And it depends though.
So your walkout, like hearing the crowd, that you're so focused, it doesn't.
I'm trying to jam to my music.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's more so like just as long as there is energy inside, as long as there is people, whether they're cheering for you or against you, it's just you can feel it. It's like the anticipation. So yeah, it's like weird. It's like whether it's for you or against you, it's just about to be a fist fight. Like who doesn't like a fist fight? Like who doesn't like one?
I like
That,
this.
I say that all the time, and I'm
Who
like,
doesn't like a fist fight?
we have fist fights. Come see fist fights.
Okay, it's a fist fight.
It's a
Like,
fist
there's-
fight.
I know.
Nothing better than it.
Yeah, it got kind of memed to death whenever Dana White said it, but he's dead on with it when he said you're at the corner of a street, there's a basketball game over here, there's a football game over here, and there's a fight broke out on the street over here. Which one are you going to watch? You're watching the fight.
Football.
Like fights are Chaka's like, I don't know. I see fights all the time in the gym.
2022, these fights turn wild out on the street. I don't know. Might want to mind my business.
I might go
just
to
mind my-
basketball.
Might go hoop and mind my business.
I don't want to
Go
end
play
up on
ball.
TikTok.
feel me?
Yeah.
So if you didn't fight, if you never discovered MMA, how are you filling that energy, that time? Like what would you be weight training? Would you be playing pickup games somewhere? Like what would you be doing?
Not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure at this moment. I probably fill it up with something. I like competing. Like it's fun. But I'll deal with that bridge in probably 20 years.
20. Wow.
20 years. Nice.
Wow. That's you're what, 30,
I'm 32.
32. So you're going to 52.
Well, probably.
It's a good place to
Well, I
end.
mean, you can fight on YouTube.
Going the Holyfield route. I like it.
Nice.
I mean, I don't get hit much though. Like so.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge, honestly, for career longevity. I mean, that's it, right?
Nah, but I mean, I don't know what I do. I don't know. Like I got a son and stuff, so he has tons of activities that he wants to start doing. He's 7, so that fills up tons of time.
Yep.
I coached baseball this last year, so
Nice.
so my time would be filled.
Is it pitch
It was
Coach's pitch?
It was coach
Yeah.
pitches. It was his first year playing.
Were you throwing him straight heaters when he came
No,
up
I
to
didn't,
bat?
I didn't
Just-
even I didn't even pitch.
He's beaning him. You didn't run last time.
I was an assistant. So like they needed parent volunteers. And then it turned into being like just for the whole season. But it was fun just watching him out there with the kids and just playing around and just.
I literally just heard you say last night you couldn't be an MMA coach though. Just last night
Oh
you
yeah,
said
no, I'm
that.
good on MMA. I'm good on that. I'm good, but it
I
was,
couldn't coach kids. I'd knock them out.
No, but I mean, like it was like that's my son though. Like that's their time. So
Yep.
I mean, like I was just chilling, watching them play. But no, coaching MMA for what? No way. I ain't got time for it.
They need someone to coach them.
Nah, man. That's not
The
me.
kids class.
I'm good on that.
Craig Perry got that on lock.
No, is Craig Perry still coaching kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
The kid. No, there's no way. And in all my years, I mean, I've never wanted to coach. I've never wanted to teach class. No, it's not. I like to fight.
Do you ever okay, let's take that back a little bit. Like, so you're sparring with someone and they're like, do you ever teach while you're working?
Yeah.
How did you?
Yeah, like I mean, if you ask my training partners, like I'm not a real asshole. Like I spar hard, but like that's how you get better though. You spar hard, you get better. You steal stuff from each other. You pick each other's brain during the rounds. And it's always been like that. Like, I mean, anybody that's trained MMA in Pittsburgh for the last 6 years has trained with me. Like, rounds are hard. We get at it, but we pick each other's brains. We steal stuff from each other. We learn different stuff. But as far as, but that's like where it ends, though. I'm not I'm good on that.
You used to train a lot with Justin.
Yep.
And do you guys still get a lot of work in, or is it a lot less?
No, I still get work with him a lot on Saturdays. We all still group together. That's what I said. Like, I train with everyone in the city. It's so much training. There's only like, 5 or 6 guys that've been around 5+ years.
Yeah.
With real dog experience.
Well, that's what I was just telling him.
I mean, let's keep it real. So it's like, we've been at it for so long. It's just like, like we need some new young little young dogs to start stepping up. Like we were talking before, like the advanced amateurs, guys that are turning pros and shit. Like, where that dog at? Like,
what do you think? Do you feel like they're coming? Does it feel like the scene is getting back to kind of where it was?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like there was a weird gap. Like, there was a lot of pros, and then there weren't that many pros, and then it was all like guys beginning.
Yep.
And it was just different. Like, when I started training, and I'm saying this shit like it's a long time ago, but it was like there were so many older guys, so we was getting our asses beat. Now it's like guys are coming up together. So it's a different fear. You're coming up as your peers, where it's like you don't necessarily terrified of the guys you're working with all the time.
Well, now you're the hammer in training.
I'm not the hammer though. Nah, I'll be the nail. These young motherfuckers is tough. Like, no, this ain't no slight on these motherfuckers is tough. The more experience they get, like getting nasty, getting into it. Nah, there's some tough motherfuckers around here. Don't get it twisted. Like, nah, they get at it.
Yeah.
These little motherfuckers throw hard. Like, they throw. They be banging throughout. Like, every gym in the area got some young, up and coming, young, hard headed. Yeah. Nah, but they shouldn't look at me like I'm not old, motherfucker. I'm more like
I will say they've certainly taken notice of you, man. I know whenever we posted your fight announcement, like, I saw guys from all different gyms commenting, liking it. Like, what you said about getting work in with everybody is super true. Like, I know Jonas Rubiano immediately commented on it. Julian Flannery.
OG.
Yeah, like,
OG. I've been training with him, like, since the beginning, 6-7 years. Yeah, I just gotta goddamn run off some dubs and do what I do. So we'll have some fun.
But what do you think about this Calvin Harbaugh? What do you know about him? What are you expecting in the fight?
I'm expecting him to be very confident. I know he's won his last 2 fights. He's a tough dude. He's seasoned. I think close to 10 fights, I think. Pro, maybe 4 or 5 amateur. Expecting a dog. But that's what I like, though. I like confident motherfuckers. People coming in off wins, people that are tough. That's what I enjoy. So, I mean, hopefully we have fun.
Yeah. Do you see similarities between you two in that you had like extremely successful amateur careers? What you were 5-1, 6-1, something like that. Yeah. And I feel like he had a similar run, won an amateur title, but then kind of kicked off your pro careers on the wrong foot and have been struggling to get back above 500 since then. Does that create a level of danger with this fight where you're both so hungry for that next level, like you just expected to be a scrap?
It does. And yeah, it does. But then it doesn't. Because at the end of the day, you're about to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And once you've been fighting for so many fights and you got so much experience, it's like, fuck it, everybody's coming with some hard shit.
True.
And everybody is shooting for the next level, no matter what that means. Everybody's fighting for something. So it's just like, I mean, you don't really care too much. I prefer fighting motherfuckers that's supposedly run through me is supposed to be really good. Because at the end of the day, fuck it, let's do it.
So we saw your incredible knockout there, but did jiu-jitsu draw you to fighting initially? Was that your base?
Yeah, I started. Training,
I thought so.
I started training jiu-jitsu when I was in Alabama. It was fun. I loved it. And then I was like, all right, I can actually start maybe fighting, and that's when I talked with my brother, and I moved back up to Pittsburgh. But no, yeah, jiu-jitsu was fun. It is fun. Like, I mean, it's chill.
You compete as well in grappling, right?
Not really, no. I did.
You've dabbled?
I've
Yeah.
dabbled in, but no. Look, I mean, do not,
Not
start,
for you.
Do not start them lies.
Don't put that on my name.
Do not start them. Do not.
I
Start
thought you were in
them.
ADCC this year.
Do not start them lies. Nah.
It's Hunter. He's the lie factory
lie
over
king.
here.
Do not start them lies. But no, I did start actually training jiu-jitsu before. And then in fighting, though, it was just like, I don't know. Fights start on the feet. I touch guys and they go down. Guys can't really touch me. And that's not me bragging or talking shit, but straight standing up on the feet. I mean, I dog walk motherfuckers. So it's just that's the easiest path to victory.
Who has hit you the most?
Everybody. Shit. Shit. Let me see. Who do I got? Comwell.
In a fight, in an
In an MMA fight,
Yeah.
punching wise, I think my actual first fight, I got rocked hard as hell. That was definitely if I hit them hardest. But I mean, I don't get punched much. I don't really get, even in my so-called losses and my decisions. I mean, you look at them, I'm not really getting hit much.
What do you attribute that to?
I mean, it's just fighting smart. It's knowing where you need to be. It's smart. I fight smart, I think. I have great coaches. Consistent. I consistently train the basic shit. And I hit hard. So if you really want to stand there and trade with me, end of the day, if I really hit you in your face, you might go to fucking sleep. And it's a 50-50 chance.
Are you talking to me?
No, I mean,
He looked into my
in
soul
general,
and said,
like, in
"If
general,
I
like,
hit you,
I mean,
you're going to
I
sleep."
might lose.
That's weird. I got to
I might-
leave all of a sudden.
Like, I might lose the fight. True. But if I hit you, you might go to sleep.
I got a puddle on this.
So yeah, but it's just hard work.
So right now, there's someone watching, and they're like, I don't know if I should, like, I might buy tickets. What do you say to that person that's like, I'm teetering on buying tickets for Brawl in the Burgh 15 on December 17th, and I have the choice to select Chaka Worthy on the website when I buy these tickets? Like, why should they buy tickets?
Oh, why should you buy tickets? Shit. Fuck. Now I gotta sell myself. Do you like violence? I like to hit people. At the end of the day, no bullshit. All my fights are top level excitement. Even the fights that I've lost. My last fight went 2 rounds. I lost in the second round. I think it was still probably the fight of the night. Every fight that I'm in is probably the fight of the night, if not top 1 or 2. And again, when I hit motherfuckers, they go to sleep. So somebody's gonna go to sleep.
There was beef with, like, someone said something on the fight post about you. Did you see that? Who was that?
yeah, let me
That's what
find
I was.
that.
That's what I was on my phone, like, trying to find, because I was wondering.
No.
I was wondering who you had beef with. That was
I'm 32 years old.
yeah.
What I said, I have no beef.
I think they had beef with you, is what I'm saying. Like, they were like,
You know, Chaka's
he hasn't
not gonna
fought
show
since
up.
Trump was president or something
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, I probably once. Yeah, I fought once. I lost last year. I lost this year. So yeah, I fought. Once this year.
What? I can't find it. Who was it? Troy Lamson.
Troy Lamson.
Is it? You know him? Okay. He was
I
like
have no idea who that is.
he was like talking smack on the one post.
$5 says Chaka backs out, and last time he fought, Donald Trump was president.
Yes.
Can I make that $5 bet? I need all the money. Shit.
Looks like you got a taker on that $5, Troy.
Pony up, Troy. What's your
No,
what's your
I
Venmo,
just thought
Chaka?
like, where is this coming from? And so I figured I'd ask you.
No, I mean, like I'm 32 years old. Like, what am I? I haven't had personal beef with someone probably since goddamn high school.
Is that Lamson's a fighter, right?
I have no idea. So
I'll look him up.
I read more of the comments, and it looks like maybe he's from Michigan. He might be Harbaugh's boy. He may have just been stirring the pot. I'm not positive.
I thought that name looked familiar for me as like someone I've seen as a fighter before.
Yeah, look it up. Can't hurt. But I think it's interesting, Chaka, because it's so true with your fights just being action all the time. But as you sit here, like you're a very calm, respectful guy. Every time we see you at the fights, you're super calm and respectful. When does that start to like ramp up for you, the intensity of fight night?
I mean, basically, like when you start prepping and like the fight is the actual fight, so there's no need to get into any extra hyped up or anything. You got to keep stuff where it's supposed to be. Like work is work, family life is family life, fighting is fighting. So when you keep stuff in order like that, everything's chill. Like I don't got to get all extra and all that extra stuff for no reason. It's pointless.
Yeah.
Like when I spar, it gets really intense and it comes out. But that's when it's supposed to. Like in the middle of conversation, where do we need to be?
Yeah.
So
you don't need to be hyped up right
Like,
now. Yeah.
Well, you guys, like I hear you guys at the academy. Like you guys are talking smack.
Yeah, like I said, well, that's what I'm saying. Like when we training. Like shit's going. Let's get it. We working, but that's fighting. That's when we working. We grinding. We getting at it. So the level of intensity gotta be certain high. Like it has to get. You gotta be really intense. That's when you really get good. That's when you really get great. All that mediocre bullshit. All that being afraid to get into it. Like you're fighting.
What's
Like, don't apologize for hitting me in the motherfucking face. That's what you're supposed to do. We training. We getting after it. Of course, we protecting each other, etc. But we get after it though. And when you getting after in a fight, you know, emotions get high. And it's supposed to be that way. If it ain't, then I ain't doing what we need to be in.
You're like one of the most chill people I've ever met. Like you're just like, hey,
I mean, I'm just chilling.
you're
Like,
chill. You're super chill.
Yeah, but like when we fighting and when we training and we trying to get better and shit, then let's work.
Like what do you get pissed about? Like do you get road rage? Like do you get angry? Like
No, I get angry at a lot of dumb shit. A lot of dumb stuff. Road rage, yeah. I don't like dummies on the road.
yeah, man. I'm right with you, man.
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that gets on my nerves. But who cares?
You seem so
But who
chill. That,
cares?
like it just like, he's that way too. Where I'm like a spaz.
Nah, I mean like there's moments for everything. But at the end of the day, you gotta like stay calm. There's tomorrow. There's the next hour. Is it really that goddamn big?
Sure.
And that's why I like fighting, because fighting, everybody does what they do, but bell rings, you do what it is.
Yeah.
The hands, and you done. So yeah, I just be chilling though.
At the same time, as a pro fighter, this is, it's not your full-time career, but it is part of your career. And if you're not winning fights, you're not getting to that next level.
Exactly.
Do you feel that stress of like, man, it's time for me to start stringing some wins together?
Yeah, I mean, like, let's not, like you said earlier, we ain't got to sugarcoat it. I got a lot of motherfucking losses. Right now, is this the level of fighting that I want to be on? No, of course I want to be on the highest level at this point in time. I've been fighting long enough, I feel like I'm that good, honestly. I just got to show up on fight night, but that's the glory of fighting. Every round's different, every night's different, but you got to win, of course.
Right.
So you win, better things happen. You lose, it is what it is. But fuck it, we still fighting.
A loss is just temporary setback that.
Nah, losses are big. Losses are bad.
Well-
I'm not one of them motherfuckers. Don't get like we're not one of them. Now. No. I ain't here for that sugarcoating shit.
No, I'm not sugarcoating at all.
You gotta win. End of the day, you gotta win. Like, you could be exciting, you could do whatever. Your fights can be great, but you gotta win. Like, let's call it like what it is.
I don't know that I've ever seen somebody call out nonsense as blatantly as Sean. Like, that's twice. He just got you. He got me earlier when I said, you grappled, though, right? He's like, nah, don't even start those lies.
I mean, but you got, like, that's and that's why I love fighting. Like, it's like no matter, you could prep and do what you need to do, but at the end of the day, get it done when it matters most.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to take any opportunities you get, and you just continue to fight, you continue to train, you continue to do what you're supposed to do. Shit happens. Like I said, I've been fighting 6, maybe 7 years. Pro 3.5. You count COVID, and so it seemed like a longer time than it really is.
Sure.
But I never started training thinking about just fighting short term. So we'll see where it's at when it's all said and done.
I think like you mentioned, your exciting style, that's never in question. But one thing that I love about you, and this was mostly from Kama saying it on the podcast, Danny, can you pull that clip up? Is just how much you love to fight. And I think the way Kama put it is as good as it could possibly get.
Kama's probably telling some bullshit.
Well, let's see.
You be the judge of that.
You be the judge.
Like, no women, no TV, no nothing. But I gotta show this comment from your brother, Like, he's got an alternative viewpoint.
So Chaka's a different. Me and Chaka approach fighting. Even though we're brothers, we approach fighting very. Chaka probably has had 100 street fights. Like Chaka, I used to go to the park and Chaka would be down there beating people up. And remember when The Rock was really bad? He would spit on his hand and like smack these like that. I was like, oh, I don't like fighting. He's different. Like, I enjoy fighting in the cage, but he enjoys fighting a little bit different. Chaka's a little bit different breed.
See, I like fighting. See, I just be chilling. It's a sport for me. Like I said, I'm 32 years old. I'm gonna get in the street
Dude,
fight.
he said you were doing the
He
Rock
fight-
spit in the
Nah,
hand.
What year is he talking about?
I don't
maybe
know.
8 years old.
That's awesome, though.
8 years
Dude,
old.
that was
Come on, man.
I love it.
8 years old. You can't.
Dude, you're downplaying your spitting in the hand, Rock punching.
I don't believe this guy.
Dude, you're going to do that in the cage, I think.
Hey, I wish some of that done. My disrespect. Everybody should whip your ass. You do that. He got no time for no shit. But no, like he said, I mean, I guess that's like people see things. Like, I'm kind of love fighting, but it's actually just a sport.
So you haven't been in bar fights or street fights?
Hell no, in years. Like, I'm being for real. Like, the last.
But since you became a fighter.
No, even before then.
Okay.
The last fist fight I probably got into maybe 18, 19 years old. Like,
How'd that end up?
I don't know. I might got beat up.
Oh, really?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
No, but this was like I don't enough.
Dude, you got to win.
I know, right?
Come on.
I know, no fucking shit. But yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, we're super stoked to have you back
I'm
on the
pumped.
card.
I'm ready to fight.
We think it's going to be a great night, and
Definitely,
you have a main event spot that's a big stage for you. And so
good.
we know you're a game guy. We're hoping Calvin is too. We haven't had the opportunity to see him in person. We've seen some film on him, and we expect absolute fireworks out of you too.
Definitely.
So definitely looking forward to it. You have anything else, Hunter?
That's it, man. We like Ryan said, we're just stoked for that fight, for the matchup, to get you back fighting in Pittsburgh, man. That's huge.
Thank you. Definitely glad to be back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, dude. Like we said, if you get a win there, man, who knows? 2023 could be the year of Chaka worthy, right?
Yeah, that's the plan, you know. Beat some people to fuck up, do what we do.
Amen to that.
Shout out to
Amen.
Eggs and Ass.
Would you shout out who?
Eggs and Ass, man. I gotta go get some breakfast.
Oh, eggs in that.
Eggs in that.
What's your eggs in that order? Like, how do you like your eggs?
See, I actually don't get the eggs. Nope.
You get the inat.
I get the inat.
I'll have in that.
I get the home fries, some pancakes, but all their stuff is good.
That's the one in the shopping plaza right by like Wiggy's
Yeah,
and
over by towards Robert Morris.
Green Tree.
That way.
Oh.
Oh, in Moon.
In Moon.
Oh, I was thinking, what's the one I was thinking
I think
of?
it's there. Is it a chain? Do they have a few?
No, just the one in Moon.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, the one in
That's what I know. The place you're talking
yeah,
about too.
what
I don't
was
know.
that called?
I thought it was Eggs in that, but I trust this man's judgment.
My
being
bad.
that it's a
This
sponsor.
guy. You know this guy.
Always making up lies.
Always.
Always with them lies.
Always.
Too early, man. Look, it's 11:30.
It's what? It's like 12
11:30.
o'clock.
I know it actually is getting late.
Are you going there? Right? Are you going to Eggs and That right now?
No, I'm about to go to the gym right now. I got a lift still. Then I'll grab my son from school. Go home. Homework. Then get back to the gym. Do some cardio and some bag work tonight.
Nice. 2 weeks away, man. Less than 2 weeks away.
That's right.
Showtime.
Tickets on sale.
247fighting.com.
I got a few at the gym. Got some posters up. Gonna have some fun. It's gonna be violent. We're gonna do what it do. So get your tickets.
Get those tickets. There's no there.
You know what I mean?
Why waste
Christmas-
time?
Christmas coming up. Grab
Christmas
some- grab-
comes early on
grab-
December
grab some
17th in the
tickets for
MMA
Christmas,
community.
You know, bless somebody with some Christmas gifts and shit. You know, we're gonna do what it do.
We do it.
Let's get it. We're excited,
Appreciate
man.
y'all.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
y'all.
coming out, man. It means a lot.
Thank y'all for having me.
Sweet.
Nice.
Appreciate you.
Great job.
Good shit, man.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Good shit.
We gotta get a
Come on,
fighter.
lion ass.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, shit. All good?